decision, and who was in your trust circle? Who were you relying on to make these decisions?
Well, I relied on the coaches, the trainers, the strength coaches, and I felt like I wanted to do my pro day on our turf, where I knew I knew the lay of the land, I knew the facilities, I knew the football field. You know, I was very comfortable there. So
Heritage Hall,
exactly, Heritage Hall. So I did it there because that's where I was most comfortable. I went to Indy. I did, you know, just the basic stuff. I got up there and did height and weight and all those different things and spoke to some coaches, did some interviews. Actually, I only did one interview.
Who?
There, which was Houston Texans, just because
they had the #1 overall pick.
They had the #1 overall pick, and every team after that just knew for a fact, they were certain that I wasn't going to be available. So nobody else even
never talked to the
me.
Saints.
I never spoke to the Saints. Never spoke to anybody else. I only spoke to Charlie Casserly.
Uncle
Charlie Casserly, and the coaches and coaching staff, and that was it. And they passed up on me, man.
There's a million questions we have about all of that, and I know we're going to get to it.
Yeah.
Pertaining to the pro days, though, I've kind of been talking about what you're saying about if you can, a guy like you who had clout, have the pro day. Do it at your house. Be comfortable.
Yeah.
But you look at Darnold, he is also doing the same thing you did. No combine, didn't throw, none of that. As a USC guy, as a guy who went through it, what did you make of that decision?
Well, I think everybody's situation is different. And so I think for Saquon Barkley, he has the ability to be able to, you know, choose where he wants to, right, like I did. And with Sam Darnold, there's still a lot of questions out there from his accuracy, whether he can, you know, how good is he at reading defenses and coverage and stuff like that. And then also his decision making. So I think for a guy like Sam Darnold, he can actually help his draft class if he goes out and works out in Indy and does the combine testing, throws there, and then comes back to USC and does that on top of that. That speaks to his character. And I think because there's other good quarterbacks in the draft right now, like Josh
Jackson threw.
Yeah.
Sam Darnold said, I'm good. I'm going to wait for my pro day. And we in the media, we make things bigger than it has to necessarily be. But this one feels like it was different, that there's 4 quarterbacks who said, let's throw, let's do it. And the one guy who didn't is the assumed #1 of all of them. What'd you make of the fact that he did not want to compete and didn't want to throw in Indy when all the other guys did?
Well, and that's the thing. That's why I said he can help his draft stock if he shows that he's willing to go out there and compete against those other quarterbacks, because those other quarterbacks are pretty good. One's a Heisman Trophy winner. So I feel like, you know, the fact of maybe he didn't throw, could it hurt him? Maybe a little bit. But we'll see how he tests out in this pro day, because if he just kills it,
it's a wrap.
Then it's a wrap. You know, then there's no more questioning. But if there's still some questions left at that point, then it kind of leaves you wondering if he should have thrown at the Indy Combine.
Well, we won't have to wonder much longer, because USC Pro Day is just hours away, and we have Reggie Bush here for the next 3 hours. So let's say Hugh Jackson, when he's saying that quote about Tyrod Taylor, he's actually crossing his fingers under the table. So he's maybe fibbing. Maybe it's like just a declarative statement that he might retract at a later time. Who is the #1 overall quarterback in this draft class?
I like Josh Rosen.
Over Darnold.
I like Josh Rosen over Darnold. And listen, I love Sam Darnold. I love what he did at SC. I love the ability to show his playmaking ability to throw the ball. He made some throws that I've seen a lot of NFL quarterbacks can't make. But I think the complete package, when we're talking complete package, I think Josh Rosen is that. And I watched both of those guys, Sam Darnold and Josh Rosen, go head-to-head in the UCLA-USC game, and Josh Rosen outplayed. He clearly outplayed Sam Darnold in that.
I respect the hell out of this opinion, because you're a USC icon, and we see a million people in the media who just hype their alma mater, and the fact that you go cross town and we have 2 guys here at the top, Rosen, Darnold, and you're saying the UCLA guy is better. I love it, Reggie.
And that's not to say that he's going to have a better career,
or that he goes first,
and that or that he still ends up going first. Because listen, as we know, you can't judge. You can't judge and say how well a guy is going to pan out when he gets to that next level, because you just never know, right? Sam Darnold can end up going out and being one of the greatest quarterbacks ever, but you know, we'll see. We'll see what happens.
We'll talk more about Saquon Barkley. We've got Georgia Pro Day to talk about. We have USC Pro Day. Reggie Bush saying Rosen over Darnold. I feel like that's going to cause some things on the old Twitter machine. So keep them coming at #GMFB. And coming up today on a special edition of Path to the Draft, we are live in LA as quarterback Sam Darnold takes the field at USC's Pro Day. It might rain. It'll be good theater. So check it out. That's just ahead on Path to the Draft. Special edition starting at noon Eastern only right here on NFL Network. All right, so of course, there's pro days going on, USC, the Trojans, we get it. But other big news coming out of L.A., Peter, what is going on with D-tackle Ndamukong Suh?
It's the Ndamukong Suh welcome wagon tour right now, and last night they had dinner, the Rams with Ndamukong Suh. But let me take you through the day of what it was. He arrived around 2 p.m. Eastern, got to the facility. He was in Portland in the morning, got there at the facility, and the Rams courted Ndamukong Suh. And what they did was they brought out the big guns. They brought out Sean McVay. They brought out Les Snead. They brought out a guy named Ted Rath. And if you don't know Ted Rath, Google Ted Rath. He's the strength and conditioning coach for the LA Rams. Why does Reggie know Ted? Because he was also the strength and conditioning coach when Ndamukong Suh was in Detroit, and then also the strength and conditioning coach when he was in Miami. So he's been in 2 different places, and they have a great relationship. This is their ace in the hole. They bring him there. They take a little break. They do the facility tour. McVay does the whole special. They go to Nobu in Malibu, which is an incredible view.
That's fancy.
That's fancy.
Fancy.
That's where you go to propose to people.
That's where you propose. That's where you have the rock shrimp.
It's true.
It's really what they were doing is proposing to Ndamukong.
They were doing.
They were.
For that one.
Or take an Instagram photo. That's pretty much the 2 reasons people go to Nobu.
Suh's trainer, his personal trainer, joined him, his wife, and then you also had Kevin Demoff, the Rams president. He joined the meal as well. And Wade Phillips was there as well. So the Rams put the full court press on Ndamukong Suh. The big question, though, they don't even know. They didn't talk turkey. They didn't talk dollars and cents. So how much money is he willing to be playing for? And if they let him leave, because he's going to go visit Oakland today. What happens if he gets on that plane and leaves? Is that all she wrote? They put the full court press on him. They made their pitch, and the pitch is simple. You're going to play with Aaron Donald. You're not going to have to be Ndamukong Suh and 10 other guys. You aren't going to be the focus. You can save your legs. We've got Peters and Talib back there. You can be yourself. And also, we're a Super Bowl contender. I don't know if you can say that about the Oakland Raiders right now. And the Titans and Saints, they both went to the playoffs. The Rams feel like they're built to win right now. That's the pitch they made. We don't know how much money he wants. He's always been a guy who's been highly compensated. But the Rams put their best foot forward last night at Nobu, Malibu.
That's expensive dinner, too. I'm not even lying. That's expensive dinner. Like, me and my wife have eaten there, and the bill, we get the bill back, and I'm like,
and you're not even full.
How many full? And I'm still hungry.
Sashimi.
I'm
can we go to In-N-Out on the way home? I've been there.
This is a really fascinating philosophical thing, right? It's like Ndamukong, what kind of man, what kind of career do you want to have? Do you want to make all the money, or do you want to win? We always talk about him with Warren Buffett, right? It's on his bingo board, and Ndamukong Suh's friends.
They're boys.
You know, Warren Buffett, I don't think would approve of him going to the Rams. Warren Buffett has this quote where he's like, I have 2 rules. Number 1 rule, never lose money. Number 2 rule, never forget rule number 1. That's it. So he goes to the Rams. He's losing a lot of money. I know there's marketing potential and whatnot, but if Tennessee comes in and says we got about $50 million to spend, and you can sit next to Jarrell Casey, and we were in the playoffs last year, that to me is the most compelling case.
You know, Sue, what's he going to do in your opinion?
I think he's going to go after the money.
Okay, there we go. We're going to Nashville.
He's a businessman.
He's a businessman. I think he's going to go after the money.
In my head, he was on Ballers. We've seen him. He likes the lifestyle, the shine of L.A., though. Playing for McVay, that's very sexy. You can make some money. You can make money on the back end of a deal like that. If you win a Super Bowl or get far, have the bright lights of Hollywood.
You could.
Absolutely.
But we don't know for a fact.
You text Raph. You talk to your connections. By the end of the show, we will figure out what's going on. All right, special guest here, Reggie Bush. He is etched in Lions history. When we get back, we'll play a little game called When's the Last Time You... Fill in the blank.